and everyone, but everyone has kind. Why the hell did I? Maybe I was just curious. If I could live my life. Damn, what am I saying? You're really one weird demon. Hey, by any chance? I guess it's time to say goodbye. The part of my soul that I was, it's gonna wait with other demons.
Hard to do your best. So I made my company grew as a result. Do you think my life? That's what everybody else thought. For the first, so much. Of course. So much time I should have taken. I sense that. Would you be willing? I am.
At last, you have restored all of the menorahs to their rightful places. I promised earlier that I would answer all of your questions. It may have occurred to you that the menorahs were not, in fact, stolen. In truth, my master gave them to those whom he deemed worthy. I must apologize for not being honest with you, but there is a reason. If you listen to what I have to say, I am sure you will understand. The forces of light and darkness have fought throughout the universe, even beyond the flow of time. Their battles have affected every living being, and demons and humans are no exception. They have simply been cogwheels in the infernal machine called war, and the war still rages on. However, one individual vowed to put an end to this eternal war. He decided to create a demon of chaos, one that would inherit his will and enter the final battle against the force. The fiends were prepared for the creation of that demon. He believed that by challenging and overcoming death, the demon would become the fruit of destruction. The black hope that we had awaited for so long. That is what he and my master planned. The fiends and the labyrinth of Amala were ordeals meant to test you. One fiend challenged you, unaware of the truth, while another fiend fell to you, dreaming of a future. Yes, this was all in preparation for the final battle. You have vanquished all the fiends. And now here you stand, just as he hoped, a demon with the strength to become the champion. So, will you lend your strength to us for the sake of all who live in darkness? I cannot force you to help us. If you choose to walk the path of a human, then there is no need for you to return. But, if you have doubts about the laws of the universe, then you should come to us at the very bottom of the ladder. There, you shall be born again as a full demon, body and soul. Let me conclude by telling you about a human who has crossed your path, one who is drifting, being kept alive by... It is my master's wish that you listen before deciding upon a path to take. The man I am referring to was known as Hijiri in your previous world. He died, but as fate would have it, he carried on in the Vortex world. Think back to when you first... to when the conception occurred. Hijiri shared the fate of all the others who perished in the dawning chaos. As he was heading to the hospital where you already were, the conception Did it not seem odd to you that he was in the Vortex world, unaffected? It was all because of the mortal sin which he committed. He was a being toyed with by fate, denied the respite of death, and condemned to carry the burden of atonement. His punishment was to see with his own eyes all that happens in the world, to record the balance of events through all the ages. A task as endless as scooping water out of the sea with a cup. He was condemned to wander the infinite span of time. Man can change the course of his next life by virtue of his karma, but that privilege was taken away from Hijiri. Though his body may perish, his soul will remain unsaved. He must continue on with his task. He lives a cursed, eternal life, just like a demon. Watch and record the history of the world. Witness the entirety of the endless war between order and chaos. That is your punishment for your Do you understand now? By the will of Amala, he was given up and emerged in the Vortex world without... Soon after, your paths crossed again. That is probably because you have the potential to affect the course. So by accompanying you, he has unknowingly been fulfilling his... Tragically, he has no memory of his sin, his punishment, or even his death. He believes that he survived the conception, and has acted accordingly. As for the results of his efforts, you already know the outcome. In the body of a mannequin, Hijiri challenged those vying for creation, and he lost his body once again. He is now on a journey to a new land of suffering, but his will can never be freed, and his sin never redeemed. Do you want your life to be predestined as well? Or would you rather, if you do not wish to be ruled by, if you would prefer to walk with demons on a new, untrodden path, then please, you can open the door ahead with the menorah I gave you. Will you come meet my master? Then, we will be waiting in the deepest part of the labyrinth. I will open the way to the last door. Please use the menorah and come see us. We look forward to seeing you soon. Until then...
Our goals are the same, just as I thought. Demon or not, you've got one hell of a pair. Honestly, I never thought you'd make it this. But shit's gonna get even worse from now on. We're talking knee-deep here, and we're gonna be wading in it from here to Kingdom Come. Thought maybe you could use an extra hand. Like a devil hunter. But seriously, a demon slayer hired by a demon. It's the joke of the century, don't you think? So, how... Alright then, let's talk business. I usually charge a ridiculous amount of money. But in this case, let's flip a coin. Heads or tails? If you win, you owe me $1. Oh, yeah, it's Maka here, isn't it? Give me 1 Maka then. But if you lose, you'll have to give me half of what you've got. Call it. Heads or tails? You lose. Didn't think you'd fall for a cheap trick, but a deal's a... Thank you very much. Starting to... So, what's your name? I see. Not a bet. Okay. How about we go pay a visit to the ruler of hell? Maybe take some demon heads. The final battle between the army of God and the devil's legions. This ought to be interesting.
Oh.